Hello everybody, time for the shave with the razor that I honed up yesterday. It's 9:15 this Thursday evening. Just loading the soap using Taylor of Old Bond Street Sandelwood. I'm using my Semogue boar brush. Just gonna wet my face a little bit, and after shave I'm gonna use this Swedish Witch Sandelwood balm. Very nice balm. Not the same scent that this Taylor of Old Bond Street is more, what can I say, more citrusy scent. I'm not so good at scents, but this is much more woody scent. Easier to explain it that way. I love the scent on this Taylor of Old Bond Street. It's really nice. Yeah, I did a honing video, or cleaning and honing video, whatever you want to call it, yesterday. I showed you how I do when I get a razor from an auction, a vintage razor, what I do with it. There is nothing, in my opinion, that's right or wrong, how you should do it. The most important thing is that you are satisfied with the cleaning, and if you do so here, and if you hone your own razors, the most important thing is that you are satisfied with the hone. How you do it, actually, it doesn't matter. If you use 1, 2, 3, 4 stones, it doesn't matter how you get the edge. As long as you are satisfied with the edge, what kind of technique you use doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you're satisfied with the edge, and the edge works for you. So the thing that I did yesterday, it's not a tutorial how to hone a razor, definitely not. It's just how I do when I hone my razors. And this is the razor I'm talking about. Biedermeier. It's a German razor from Solingen, Germany. It's 5/8 French point, and I think it's quarter hollow grind. I have to do something about this focusing. I have to learn it, how it works. I don't know how it works. For me it looks like a quarter hollow. I think it's a nice razor, a little bit heavy. Not heavy in that, but heavier than the Hellstrand razors are. And no, I think it looks nice. And we shall see if it works to shave with. As you saw, if you saw the video yesterday, I start with a 5000 grit stone. Because a lot of these older razors is often very good condition. I mean that they are not warped. These are Solingen razors or the Swedish razors. The blade is often very good. Geometry is very good. It's just that maybe there is rust or something you have to get rid of and clean it. But if you just talk about the geometry, often there is no problem with them. I use my 2000 grit stone. When I have to actually remove more material from the spine or from the edge of the blade. If I got a gold dollar, they're often the geometry could be something like, if you got razors straight like this, it looks maybe like that. This one big in the front and it goes thinner in the back. That's something you have to fix. And maybe other issues with the blade. So often there is no big issues with these old razors. So for me, I think starting with my 5000 grit stone is the right way to go. And when I got the edge, when I got the edge in the right, not position, but right, when the edge looks right, and you get the bevel and the edge is good enough to cut a grape, then I'm going forward for the 8000 grit stone and polish it up and hone it a little bit more. And as you saw, when that's finished, I go over to my finishing stone. There are people that goes from 8000 grit stone to 10,000 grit stone and maybe to 12,000 grit stone, and then to the finishing stone, and they use different kind of finishing stones depending on what kind of edge they want. G-nut, all kinds of stones, very popular these days. I don't know anything about those kind of stones. I just know about my Japanese finishing stone. It's my first stone and the only finishing stone I got. But I just bought a new one. I'm going to show it to you some other day. So I think it's fun, at least, to learn new things. Now we shall see if it cuts. It's good enough. There is no audio feedback. No, it feels actually no problem so far. It's one good indicator when you get against grains. When you go against grain, you feel immediately if the edge is bad or the edge works. It doesn't mean that it is the perfect edge, but if you can shave your whiskers against the grain without tugging, pulling, getting irritated, or it feels uncomfortable, then the edge is good enough to use. And then Yeah, then I'm just concentrating on trying to get the hang of this edge, this razor. It's the first time I use it, so it always takes a couple of shaves to see how it performs, how it feels on the face and so on. Yeah, it's all about the edge if it cuts like it do right now. Now I have possibilities to actually change the edge to another stone. If I had some other stone, I could see what the difference is between this Japanese natural stone and this razor, and compare it to a G-knot or some other kind of stone and see how it feels. Maybe this razor works best with another edge. I don't know, but it works for me, and I think it's smooth feeling. There is no irritation so far. And that's one of the most important things for me, is that you can get a shave. Not always a BBS, but a really nice shave without getting some irritation. Cuts, that's another thing. If you get the cut, it's not the razor, it's not the blade, it's not the razor, it's not the soap, it's error you have done yourself. Can't blame it on the software or the hardware. Weepers and other irritation you can get could be your fault or the razor's fault. But if the razor isn't sharp enough and you try to buff and buff and buff and buff, you get irritation, of course. Then the razor isn't sharp enough and you're doing something wrong. Change the razor, take another razor, you know it's okay, and shave with that. Don't over buff things when you shave. This feels really good actually. I'm satisfied. I just want to feel everywhere. I feel small things. But I'm gonna do a quick pause. Third pause. It's a damn good fine shave this, but I just want to feel this edge on my face one more time. It's don't feel any irritation, nothing on my skin, so why don't go for actually a fourth pass. It'll be a quick pass, just to get a more feeling of this edge. I like it very much, this razor actually, because there is no. This is a quarter hollow razor, there's no audio feedback, but you can feel the razor on your skin. It feels really nice. Just glides, nice soap, no irritation. Feels Just a little bit there. Feels like it's nothing now. If there would be some issues with this edge and I would get some irritation, I couldn't do this third or fourth pass. I don't think it's cut so much now. Now it feels BBS. I can tell you I'm satisfied with this edge. It works for me. It works really nice for me. I like it very much. It's not a hollow ground, it's quarter hollow, so there's no audio feedback. I can hear it, I can feel it, but there is no audio feedback as a hollow ground razor do. Just gonna rinse. There is my lips here. It's not because of the soap or nothing. I'm just a little bit dry here, but I can't feel any irritation. It just looks maybe red here, but doesn't feel anything. I think it was a really nice shave. Really nice shave. It's so damn fun to actually do these shaves when you manage to get your own razor. Just to dab a little bit on your finger. Don't have to take so much of this. Put it in your palm and just smear it out. And it gives a really nice protection on your skin. First time I used it, this balm I took too much. Could use it for a week. Because it's so darn, can I call it, you don't have to use so much. Really nice, really nice. Now you have seen me doing this cleaning, honing, and as I told you before, it's not a tutorial, it's how I do. If you're interested in learning, just go ahead and buy some stones. You don't need 5 or 6 stones. If you have a razor that works, it's okay. I use these razors. I think 2 stones. I would guess an 8,000 grit stone and a finishing stone. So you can manage to hold these edges in good condition. Maybe only with a finishing stone. You can keep these edges in good condition, but if you get an 8,000 grit stone, you can actually get more work to do to get these edges really nice, because I don't have to do anything with this edge. I don't know how many shaves I can get from one edge, but it takes time, and if you have 3 or 4 razors, maybe it's easier to send them away. But if you want to learn to hone and actually learn these skills of honing, you have to buy more stones and with a lower grit, because you need to do more things with these edges and razors to get them shaveable. But if you get a razor or a couple of razors and just want to keep them, do some retouching and just keep them alive, 1, maybe 2 stones is enough. And start there and keep your razors in good condition and hone them sometimes, and you can manage to keep these razors for many years. But if you want to do as I do, buy some old razors and actually try to restore them a bit and do much more work, you have to get a lot more stones and work much more with them. And that's another bit, but I love it. I think it's really fun. As I told you, I think these razors, the two other razors I bought now at last, winning in the auction, 300 Swedish crowns, is about 30 bucks. So this razor, 10 bucks, and I can hone them up and clean them up, use it. It's not a big deal, but the stones I got, they are not cheap stones, from $75 to $150. So yeah, I paid a lot of these stones, but I can use cheap razors and keep them in good condition to use them. And that was the reason why I started to do my own hones, because I want to learn it. And that's, I don't buy new razors from cost around $100-150 and then do hone on those razors, because you don't have to often hone them if they are not shave ready. You just do a touch up with 8000 grit stone and the finishing stone, and you get a razor that works for you for a very long time. But these old razors, you have to do more work, and I think it's really fun. That's the beauty, and that's what I like. But it doesn't mean you have to get thousands of dollars just to buy some stones and get your own razors working. If you don't like it, send them away and people hone them for you. Of course it costs, but it's your decision. Thank you for watching. It was a really nice shave with this razor. We shall see when I do the next video. Now I have done 3 videos in 3 days, so I do apologize if I'm too eager with these videos, but there was actually people asking this autumn that I want to see with me doing a holding video, so I thought it was time to do it now when I have more control over it. And as I said, it's not a tutorial, it's how I do. Thank you everybody. Now it's 23 minutes in a couple of seconds. I hope you all gonna have a beautiful weekend. See you next time. Bye bye.